Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Superman issue number 4. Beautiful cover. And it all starts to go slightly downhill from there. It doesn't it's not a sheer fall off, like a sheer cliff, but it's not a sharp drop off, I should say, but it does go downhill. You know, yeah, you know the word I'm talking about. So, Unity Saga Part 4. Brian Michael Bendis does the script. Ivan Reis does the pencils. Joe Prado and Auclair Albert do the inks. Alex Sinclair and Josh Reed do the letters. The cover is done by Reese, Prado, and Sinclair. Variant cover by Adam Hughes. And, of course, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster made this incredible character. So, and for the sake of conversation, Brian Michael Bendis made Rogal Zar. So, we get action, and then action, and then action. It doesn't stop in this entire issue. It's just pure people punching each other in the face and like supervision, you know, laser beams and like heat vision, you know what I'm saying? There's a couple of little instances where John is like a memory, like a flashback of John talking to Superman. I try to make it make sense with the story that I'm reading, but it doesn't make sense with the story I'm reading. It makes more sense that this is Brian Michael Bendis talking to the Comicsgate community more than anything else. Not even talking to the comics, but talking to non-comic skaters, just regular comic book readers about Comicsgate. That's my interpretation. If you have a different interpretation, that's cool. I'll know if you're a comic skater when you get up and you go, you anonymously write, "You're an effing idiot! Shut up, you moron! You're stupid! You don't know what you're talking about!" And thank you for proving my point. But the idea here is that those are the simple-minded people in the Comicsgate, not the actual leaders of Comicsgate. So that's what I feel like this little cutscene, this flashback scene is with John and Superman, because it doesn't really fit with the story itself, because Superman's not following the advice that he's giving to John. He's not giving that over to Rogal Zar, you know? He's not. I know he tried to have the conversation with him before, and he just wasn't having it, but, you know, this place that he's at right now, he does try and talk to Jax and says, you know, "Hey, man, I know that you destroyed one of Krypton's moons and, you know, you're technically a bad guy. That's why it landed you here in the Phantom Zone. But you were actually trying to save Krypton. So this guy's trying to destroy Krypton." "No, you're a liar." Oh, my God. This is like trying to talk to just some moron who wants to believe his party line. He wants to stay within his party lines. I don't care which party you're in. If you're a far lefter or a far righter or far shut up, this is the way that people like that think. You bring them proofs and evidences and you say, "Hey, look," and they say, "Shut up! You don't know what you're talking about." No, pretty sure I do. So Jax is just like, No, he's a good guy. He likes me. He said nice things about me. Oh, God, you're a moron. Anyway, so I don't really know what's happening here except for the fists colliding with faces. At one point, a fist collides with a hand, but, like, you know, it's all the same thing. We do get a little bit of sensibility showing up when Ray Palmer goes over to Star Labs and he's trying to figure out what's going on. The plan right now is to shrink the Earth and to slip it out of the negative zone and bring it back to where it's supposed to be. The end of this comic book has a similar funny scene in it. Not as funny right now, but because it's been done twice now. But basically, it's the thing with oh, for crying out loud! I got to look at his freaking face to know who he is. Adam Strange, jeez. So anyway, you ever have that? You forget somebody and then you see the face and right away everything comes back to you? I think it's called a brain fart. So Adam Strange is doing that same scene again where he's just there. There's a satellite. It's like, I don't know where the Earth is. I figured the Earth would have already showed up. So by the end of this comic book, I'm assuming that means that Earth didn't go back to where it was supposed to go. It went someplace else instead. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a huge problem. Here's an even bigger problem. This book does not match up with what's happening in Action Comics. I guess that it doesn't have to, but This comic at this point is so far out of continuity that it should be called an Elseworlds comic book. Let's just stop for a second, take a breath, and really think about that. If you're one of those guys who for some odd reason hates Brian Michael Bendis, feel bad for you, son. Got 99 problems, but Bendis ain't one. Or if you're one of those guys who loves Bendis and he can do no wrong, it kind of sounds like two levels of extremists again, right? Why extremism? I just don't, it doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, whatever side of the fence you are in regards to Bendis, I'm going to try and appeal to the moderate, emotionally intelligent individual. I'm not happy with Bendis's direction here. First off, like I said, this feels more like an Elseworlds comic than an actual main continuity comic, because this doesn't fit with anything else that's happening, and nothing else that's happening in the DC universe is making sense here, all right? This is being written at the same time as Crisis. This is, Heroes in Crisis, more specifically. This is being written at the same time as Doomsday Clock. This is being written at the same time as the regular DC universe. This is being written at the same time that, the last issue hasn't dropped yet for Mr. Miracle. This is being written at the same time that all these other comic books are being written, and this does not fit in, nor does anything else fit into this story, including the sister comic, Man of Steel. Action Comics. More on Man of Steel in a bit. Actually, how about right now? We have gone through 6 issues of Man of Steel, 3 issues of Action Comics, and we're on the 4th issue of Superman. If my math is correct, that's 13 issues right now, lucky number 13. And I still don't know who the F Rogal Zar is. Supergirl is looking like a far superior comic book to this comic book. I'm enjoying the Supergirl comic more than the Superman comic book, because at least I'm getting answers over there. And oh, dear sweet answers. It's like bliss, logical bliss. So, yeah, I'm really disappointed with the direction right now. The action is cute, all right? It's cute. And I'm sure there's a lot of people, I know there's a lot of people out there who really love to see fist meet face, face meet fist, But I like an actual story, and I'm not getting a story here. I'm really not getting any story here. I'm not getting answers. I'm not getting anything. Nothing. Here's this guy, Rogal Zar, who's not talking, but he's a threat. Nobody knows who he is, and he ain't talking. What the frick? And even the people who know, they're not talking. They're giving clues. And I'm at the point where I just don't give 2 squirts about Rogal Zar at this point. Like Doomsday, we didn't know anything about him, and all of a sudden we finally did. But there was only 6 issues of that. The death of Superman. There's only the 6 issues of the death of Superman? And here, we're already at 13, man. And plus, we have to also consider the 3 issues, or 4, I think 3 issues of Supergirl so far. And we've got 0 answers. None. No motivation, no cause, no intent, nothing. I'm actually getting really bored reading the Superman comic book right now. At least I'm enjoying the Action Comics. Like the previous issue of Action Comics was kind of, a bit of a downer for me, but it was still enjoyable. This issue was not enjoyable for me. I did not enjoy a single part of reading this comic book. It was just punching people. No answers. No answers. Still no answers. Something's got to change, man. Otherwise, I'm going to have some gaps in my Superman issues. Unless somebody wants to sell, put them in the dollar bin, maybe the 50-cent bin. Seriously, I know it's mean, but that's real talk, man. That's just constructive criticism. I need answers this far into the story. Can I have a answer? May I have an answer? Just one? A single answer? No? Really getting bored here. All right, guys. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.